I guess they also stopped him on his private jet, correct?
But he wasn't there.
Well, no, he was then on his
No,
private
he
jet.
wasn't. No, he was not.
Well, where
he was not there.
okay.
No, they never got him.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Your nose have gone duly noted. You made sure I got you.
Yeah.
No, what I was gonna say was they show where was he at where they showed him pacing outside walking. Remember they had pictures of him pacing.
He was just walking. He was just walking outside of an airplane or out of a in an airport area, but he was never detained by them. They took down a plane.
That was in Miami when you saw those pictures. That was him walking back and forth in Miami.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
but the FBI didn't get him.
But he was at the airport, right?
Yeah, but they wasn't detained. That was it. When they put down the plane, his name was on the flight deck, but he was not on the plane. So he never was detained. He never was detained by them.
No, I wasn't saying that he was detained. What I was saying was his plane was in Miami and they showed him outside pacing. I wasn't trying to implicate that he had been detained, because if he had been detained, then he wouldn't. We'd know he was detained right now. So no, I was just talking about that was supposedly before he got on the plane and flew to, what was it? Is he in Antigua? I think that's where he went.
They don't know where he at right now.
Yeah, that's what the
I don't know
legend
if
said.
he went to Antigua. I think they said the plane landed in Antigua, but he was not on the plane.
Okay. There it is. That's what I said. I don't think he's there.
So I don't think the plane certainly did, because I mean, as you all know, you can track, once you know somebody's flight plan, you can track their plane. Like there's a person that tracked Elon Musk's plane, Taylor Swift's plane. That's how they know when she's coming and going. So the plane is there, but he is not, to Freeze's point, I don't think he was on the manifest and he was not there.
So if you ever get flued out, let us know so we can track the plane. We'll tell all the listeners too.
Who was on their way to the airport was this former basketball
from
star
Syracuse.
From Syracuse, who's allegedly his drug mule, who that feels like somebody tipped off. Like this all feels like it's a concerted action against Diddy. Like, hey, dude on his way to the airport, be ready to pull up. Because as soon as he got there, and from what I've been told, because I've never experienced it, the security requirements flying private are way more lax than what anybody experiences. And like, he just pulled up and they were like, yep, we've been waiting on you. And he has what is known as this pink cocaine, which is new information to me.
Right.
I'm like,
so tell everybody what pink cocaine is, because
I'm out of our tax bracket.
I have no idea what pink cocaine is. I don't do drugs. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't mean like that. Literally tell everybody what it is, like you've indulged in it. But I'm saying from your extensive research now, do you find out what it is?
I still don't know what it is. I have no idea what pink cocaine is. I understand that it's something he likes. It's a thing, but I have no idea what it is.
So now,
it's a form of MDA. It's a form of ecstasy, MDA, MDMA drug that is a designer and is very, very expensive compared to ecstasy and prices like that. It costs more. Like you can snort cocaine for cheaper than getting pink cocaine. But so pink cocaine is like X, is a party drug that helps you supposedly get in the mood and be uninhibited.
Oh, okay. So that's how he fondling.
There it is.
Okay. But now wasn't there something about Young Miami and his pink cocaine?
Yeah, she was the one bringing it over and using it. She was bringing it over from him. She was supposedly a drug mule for Diddy, bringing over pink cocaine for him.
Allegedly.
Yes. Allegedly.
Sure.
Yeah, we ain't trying to get sued like old girl.
Yeah, allegedly. That's what we're hearing. But now, what are the allegations against her? Where was she bringing it? Because I know they said something about. You can go back and look at a clip of her and JT on a live, and they make some mention of something.
Yeah, the allegations are. So I think for clarity, these aren't criminal allegations. Everything that we're hearing is coming out of this civil lawsuit that the producer, Little Rod, I believe that's his name, has filed against Diddy. Mm-hmm. There aren't any criminal allegations against him. Obviously, his homes were raided and there is an ongoing investigation at the federal level. but there is no criminal charges or criminal allegations against him. I mean, obviously, well, there are criminal allegations against him, but there are no criminal charges against him.
Right.
So what Little Rod is saying is, hey, and he's trickling the information day by day. He's working with some really good lawyers who are also really good in that like communication space. And I also have video of this, and I also have video of that, and I also have this, right? Because he lived with him for, I think he said 9 months while he was producing his album. And so
the last one?
Yes, that album.
Hey, which is really good, ironically. That's the funny part. That's a really good album. It's unfortunate that we're not going to be able to hear it anymore.
Yeah. So here's the thing. And this is on par for Diddy. He has spent what it appears to be his lifetime finding ways to shaft people out of their duly earned monies and royalties and all the things, right? He has a reputation for undercutting and undermining the work that his artists have done and not paying them appropriately. Like that has just been his reputation. I don't know an artist, dead or alive, that has been signed to the Bad Boy record that had a successful career and was able to be stable. Like I just don't know of one. All of this goes back on, and it all trends back to his disposition of, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do and you ain't going to do nothing about it. Because had he just paid this man his money, we wouldn't even be here, right? But he's seeing it as, oh, this some little old producer that I just plucked out of off, YouTube somewhere, and I'm getting ready to make him a star, so he going to do what I tell him to do kind of thing. It's almost like that disposition he had on making the band when he like, yeah, go walk and get me some cookies. Or whatever he was sending them to go do.
Cheesecake.
Yeah, cheesecake. Whatever it was, it's like you want this so bad that you're going to lose all sense and sensibility to get it. And that's the this is the small, it's an ant in his mold, and it's going to bring him down because it's just his personality. If you would have paid this man his money, which probably was pennies compared to what Puff has, you wouldn't have none of these issues. We wouldn't have this issue.
Right.
But you was like, yeah, nah, fuck it, I ain't doing it. You ain't gonna make me do it. It's no different than, I know it's a strange parallel, but it's the Mel Tucker thing. If you would have, this girl had a couple $1,000 contract, she had a $10,000 contract with Michigan State, and you mad because she was running her mouth and you gonna cancel her contract. Like, just let her have a little contract and be done with it. Move on from it. But you wanted to have power over. And in these situations, and in this time of day and age, when you have power over, you got to be clean. And Puff ain't clean.
Well, according to Uncle Luke, it actually has nothing to do with the producer. What it really has to do with is the fact that Puffy sued. So, as everybody, well, most people know, Puffy was partnered up with Ciroc. Everybody thought he was the owner, but he didn't really own it. He was just a partner with them.
I never thought Puffy owned a multi-global national liquor. I never thought that. I thought he was a brand rep.
Good Lord. Of course you did, Dandridge.
Right. When you said everybody, I thought
I said a lot of, maybe I said everybody. I meant to say a lot of people. Maybe not everyone. A lot of people assumed when they said Puffy and Ciroc that he owned Ciroc. Now, I knew that not to be the case, but I'm saying a lot of folks thought that it was. But he ended up suing that company, which they own a lot. They bought George Clooney's what's George Clooney's tequila?
I don't know the name of it, but I know
Casamigos.
Casamigos. They have a lot.
So they bought that from him. So what I'm saying is this is a very large corporation, and according to Luke, that's why he's going through all this, because they like, wait a minute, we made you, according to Uncle Luke, and you gonna go out here and try to sue us when basically we've been putting money in your pockets and you didn't fulfill. If you read the lawsuit that they said back to him, they basically said Diddy didn't fulfill his obligations, and then he tried to come and sue them. So you let Uncle Luke tell it this
discrimination.
Yeah, you let him tell it. It's because he's tried to challenge this big corporation. So now they just gonna break him. So who knows? Maybe they got to Little Rod too and told Little Rod.
Well, I mean, that's a conspiracy theory, and I'm sure that you can always find a kink in the chain, right? I'm sure that that's always possible, but I think it still goes back to my point. Had Puffy just paid this man his money, he wouldn't have been able to be a tool or instrument of this company.
Well, but according to them, I hear you, but according to Luke, it wouldn't have mattered because they would have found somebody else to be a tool or an instrument.
Oh, well, 100%. Then the next person in line, but it's just when you have this person that's this close to you, and it apparently like he's indiscriminate about it. Did you see the video where the neighbor came out the driveway and was like, "It's wild over there. Buses of kids get dropped off at 3 a.m.
Tell me my basketball go over the fence.
He was like, when my ball go over there, I don't even knock on the door. Like, I'm all set."
His mom, did you know his mother came out and said he was trolling?
I bet she might have got that bread.
She did come out and say he was trolling.
Right.
She said my son was trolling. Yeah, no, well, from
did.
Y'all think she? Well, you saying she? Yeah, well, okay, maybe that's why. Or y'all thought
covering her ass? CYA, nah, covering her ass. Like you ain't finna sue me for no defamation of character. No.
You know what I find?
I find blowing up people's cars.
Right. Well, according to Kid Cudi. Yeah. According to Kid Cudi. But you know what I find interesting though, which I didn't really know. Somebody was talking, I don't remember who it was I was listening to, but they were just basically referring to the fact that even if people signed NDAs, for instance, that those NDAs basically aren't worth the paper they're written on when it comes to going to court for certain things. And I didn't know I didn't realize that was accurate, but they were just basically saying, doesn't matter, if he ends up being prosecuted, it doesn't matter. They can still be like, hey, come on.
Yeah, you can't. An NDA has nothing to do with a criminal prosecution. Nothing. Because the NDA means that we're settling this civilly, right? This is, usually an NDA accompanies some type of monetary compensation. So you're buying my silence or you're buying whatever we are agreeing to. But when it happens in a criminal court, you're not the person who signed the NDA. You're not the party to the case. It's usually the state of versus the people of versus, right? So you're not even a party to a case. Now they can compel you as a witness.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They can subpoena you to testify, and they could not care less about this NDA because they're not a party to that, and you're not a party to this case. It really holds no weight. So I would envision at some point, Cassie here's what I think happened. Do you remember last summer? Was it last summer or the summer before last when his son got the DUI?
Yeah, and his mother
start going off, and then she went silent. She got paid to shut up, and Cassie was like, "Bing, let's run it. Let's run it."
Well, she ran it. That's for sure.
She ran it.
She definitely ran it. But now, so we talked about it briefly. So 50 initially. So 50 has been sending out, different memes and good like the teasers. Diddy like he gonna start a new show. Diddy do it? It's been nonstop. But his baby, his child's mother, Curtis's child's mother, just recently was brought up as well and alleged to be one of Diddy's sex workers. At which point in time, 50, being 50, put some up there like, "Damn, I didn't know you was one of Diddy brother love sex workers too." So then she responded with what ironically is, could be considered somewhat salacious as well, to be honest with you, because what she said was here, I'll read it just in case none of you have heard it. This was her response to 50, posting quite a bit of different things regarding her and so on and so forth. So she said, everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now.